Welcome back, students. On the top, you are seeing that there's a term written oogenesis. That means here you'll be studying about how the ovum is formed inside the ovary. Already, you people have learned about spermatogenesis. Here, you will be learning about oogenesis, that is the production or formation of ovum. And every time you are going to start a flow chart to explain how these stages of development are covered, you will be starting from PGC, that is primary or primordial germ cell. This is the cell that comes out of the germinal epithelium. Again, I am letting you know this, right, children? And the same thing that will be followed here, three phases again. The multiplication phase, which is characterized by mitotic division, where no chromosomal change is there. The second phase would be the growth phase, and third one would be maturation phase. We already know that what is going to happen under these phases, but very slight changes are there when you talk about oogenesis. So what is coming to be common is the multiplication phase there, right? The first phase is multiplication phase. That means we have to increase the number of the primordial germ cell. So you can see that the chromosome number is same in all the offsprings, and every time the cell is dividing into two, just in order to increase the number of offsprings. There you call these as spermatogonium. Here you will be calling single is oogonium and plural would be oogonia, right? So here you'll be having we are taking one cell into consideration. So if you are talking about many PGCs, you will be having many offsprings there, right, children? So this one is multiplication phase. Obviously, we know that growth phase is there. You can see that the size is bigger. Yes, the size is bigger. That means the oogonium has absorbed the nutrition from the surroundings, and now it has become the primary oocyte. Right, children? Primary oocyte. The thing that you have to understand, I wish you people to recall one statement of mine from the previous video, that I told you whatever eggs a girl is supposed to make in her reproductive lifetime, all the eggs, I mean the germ cells or the say primary oocytes for all these upcoming ovum or in the future, they all proliferate together. If you people remember, I use the word embryonic stage there. I have written here fetal stage. That means by 5th month, right? All these PGCs would be coming out. They will be multiplying at their most, and they'll be forming so many oogonia in the fetal stage only. And then what you have to see is that by the time a girl attain a puberty, right, once oogonium, many oogonia are formed, thereafter, obviously, after birth and puberty, by the time a girl attains puberty, at that time, this primary oocyte, you people must be knowing that so many primary oocytes, they are just queued up one after another, right? And there are thousands, millions in number. We know that the first one is queued up in first ovulation, I mean after menstruation, the first ovulation, first oocyte, second ovulation, in the next one, second oocyte, and third, and so on, things will be going on, right? So primary oocyte, we have taken one, I have written one just as an example. That means we are having many inside the female ovary, right? But at primary oocyte stage, the things are grown up, they have increased in size, and now all the primary oocytes are queued up. What are these oocytes waiting for? They are waiting for puberty to start. Why they are waiting for puberty to start? Because we know that a girl undergoes menarche, that is the onset of menstruation cycle, at puberty only, right? So first menstruation cycle, the 14th day is the ovulation day, and I told you that at the time of ovulation, the ovum is of the stage of secondary oocyte, and as of now we are talking about primary oocyte. That means we have so many primary oocytes with us. Now at puberty, the first primary oocyte which is supposed to be released during ovulation will undergo meiosis 1. Right, children? The moment a girl attains puberty, till puberty age, she has lot many primary oocytes in her ovary. But when she has her first menstruation cycle will be followed by the 14th day ovulation day, and the first primary oocyte in the queue, which is about to be released, it has to undergo meiosis 1. That means the chromosomal number has to come to half, and at that time you will be calling it secondary oocyte. Now, secondary oocyte was the stage that we discussed, that at the time of ovulation, secondary oocyte is released out of the ovary. But what you have to take care is, please understand that at what time which particular phenomena is occurring. The second difference between spermatogenesis and oogenesis is, there you had two secondary spermatocytes, right? Here you are having one secondary oocyte, and the other one is just a polar body there. Now, polar body is something which is useless, since the chromosome number has to be divided by 2. It is reduced to half. So both the cell bodies would be having haploid status, single N only. Genetic content will be half distributed. But the cytoplasm, a secondary oocyte is a large cell. It needs more of cytoplasm. But whatever is extra is taken up by the polar body, so that the cytoplasmic content should be balanced in secondary oocyte. Right, children? And thereafter, now few things are to be kept in your mind, that secondary oocyte stage is the ovulation stage. Thereafter, the fallopian tube through the fimbriae, that oviductal funnel, it traps the ovum. Yes, children? It traps the ovum, and secondary oocyte enters the fallopian tube. What is exactly occurring here? Secondary oocyte, after secondary oocyte stage, meiosis 2 starts occurring, in the fallopian tube, meiosis 2 is begun, but at metaphase stage, inside the fallopian tube, at metaphase stage of meiosis 2, the oocyte is arrested. Arrested means it takes a halt there. Why? Because fallopian tube does have certain factors, certain chemical factors like metaphase promoting factor, which allows metaphase to be prolonged, right? Then the sperm comes and fuses with the ovum, and this is something that changes the metaphase promoting factor into anaphase promoting factor, and the moment you attain the anaphase, things become easier, and meiosis 2 is completed. And there you have, at the time fertilization occurs, the meiosis 2 is completed within the secondary oocyte, and once meiosis 2 is completed, you start calling it ovum. Right, children? Again, you will be having a second polar body, because every time two offsprings are formed. So this one balance the cytoplasm, and this polar body again balance the cytoplasm only. What you have to see is, both the polar bodies would be dissolved or degenerated in due course of time. So your concern should be about the ovum which is formed here. I hope this much is clear. I know much of things are there. Children, just see this diagram twice or thrice. See whatever I have pointed out, the things I have marked. Everything will be giving you a tick, dear. Please see to this diagram, and if you have any queries regarding this, ask me.